Welcome to the Smith home again for Cross a Day across the world. We're happy to have you view our crosses again, and we'd like to share another one. And as we look at all of these crosses, they should remind us of the joy of knowing that the image of the cross gives us the story of salvation, that Christ died for our sins. And that's what it reminds me of. But there are a lot of variations, and the variation we're going to go with today happens to be with this one. And this comes as a Russian Orthodox cross, and they are unusual because they have 3 bars on the cross. And I need to explain that to you a little bit. The top one, of course, is the location of where Pilate ordered that a sign be put above, and Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. And sometimes that's the INRI emblem or symbol above. And that was done by Pilate to mock and make fun of Jesus Christ and the Jews. And the second bar down, of course, is the crossbar where his arms were put and nailed as he died on the cross. The most unusual part is the section, the bar that goes at a slant, which is the foot bar rest. And on most crosses, you won't see the bar slanted. But what it symbolizes to the Russian Orthodox Church and its members is that the bar happens to be pointed one end up, and it's the upside is to the right. And if you remember, there was a penitent sinner that also died on the cross, one of the thieves, and he asked for forgiveness and said, "Lord, remember me." And Jesus said, "Yes, you'll be with me today." And then this other slant goes down, and we have that unpenitent sinner symbolizing that was to the left, and he went to hell. So the right is up for heaven, the bottom is down on the left side of the individual that died and went to Hades. Well, this I have to explain what we did in order to go to Russia. And at that time, I was chaplain at Valley Lutheran High School, and we took an invitation that was given to us and answered and said, "Yes, we will come to Novgorod, Russia." And that's between Moscow and St. Petersburg. And the reason we went was to witness to over 2,000 students and teachers that were in this particular public school number 31. What a joy it was to be invited, and then it took us about a year and a half of planning, and we went there over the Easter break of 1994. Well, when we were there, we did a special Easter service, and we had parents and students that came to the service, and we shared with them the story of the crucifixion and resurrection, and that changed people's lives. During the week, we had arranged that 2,000 Bibles would be delivered to the school, and we were able to give out on the Thursday of that week 2,000 Bibles. Some of these students and teachers, janitors and everybody in the school had not seen a Bible or hold a Bible in their hands their whole life. And it touched them to be able to have one in their hands, and it changed their lives. And who knows, even today, that Bible may be in certain hands, and God's using them to change people's lives. Well, during that week, we also gave 3 dramas, and also we gave out these little bracelets. And as we gave them out, we were able to tell the story of salvation for each individual, because each of the colors represent a certain aspect of the whole story of salvation. Well, we'd like to close today by sharing a little video we had taken and put together after 1994. And the we had about a 20-minute video. It's not going to show the whole thing, just a couple of minutes, where we were in a monastery as we visited that area of Novgorod, and the cathedral that was built at this monastery was turned into a museum by the Russians during those years of communism. And they were turning it back now into a church. Well, we went in and just to see it and so forth, and while we were there, our students broke out into a hymn they had learned at Valley Lutheran High School. And you will be able to hear them singing. It gave us goosebumps as to the echo and so forth, and the whole joy of hearing that singing in this monastery chapel. So we ask that you would take a few more minutes and listen to the joyful song that was sung, Go to Dark Gethsemane, by our students from Valley Lutheran High School in 1994. Blessings to you.
One of the first little excursions, we took a little field trip on the bus to a cathedral, monastery, and as we got in there, they were restoring a lot of paintings, and there was scaffolding up and around, and there was a particular person staying there and kind of watching over it, and he came in. There was a gentleman who came in, and he went through it and went through a couple of chants the way a priest would in a cathedral like that. And the kids, I thought, and the rest of them, we all stood there and just kind of listened to this. It was really our first experience in one of these buildings, and it was just fantastic. And the sound would carry and all these beautiful pictures, and they were so moved by it. The kids then took a moment and they sang Go to Dark Gethsemane there too. It was kind of a spur of the moment type thing, and it's very difficult to explain the feeling we all got. It was just beautiful, just incredible.